Good morning. Welcome back. It's Friday Coffee Talks, your favorite caffeine themed day of the week podcast. I'm your host, Connor Volpe, and we are here talking over coffee on Friday. I hope it's been a wonderful week for all of you. It's been a really good one here. It's been busy. We've been running left, right, and center, but it's been a good one around here. Just taking care of all the things. So today is going to be an episode. I'm not Oprah, and I'm not giving out any cars, but today is going to be an episode called Connor's Favorite Things. I couldn't decide on just one thing I wanted to talk about today, and I didn't really have any specific stories I wanted to tell, so I wanted to just go through a couple things that have been front and center on my mind lately, things that I've been really enjoying, and share them with you. Spoiler alert, most of them are shows. We've been watching a lot of TV in the evenings, but the first one I want to touch on is a restaurant called Cava. Have you heard of it? It's really good. If you've ever heard of Zoe's Kitchen, I believe they're all in the process of being rebranded to Cava. For those of you that have never been to one, it's like a Chipotle, but Mediterranean. So you can do like pita wraps or you can do bowls. Their bowls are off the chain. It's ridiculous. So you come in and you pick like your base, just like Chipotle. You want lettuce, you want rice, you want whatever. They've got all the different meats. They've got like dips that you put in there. So tzatziki and this feta dip that's like outstanding, or harissa. They've got all these different protein options, chicken, meatballs, falafel, the whole thing. And then just this whole bar of toppings that are all so good, different dressings and stuff. You create your own bowl. I don't have to explain that to you. It's phenomenal. The food is outstanding. It's so good. But the little pro tip that I've discovered, icing on the cake, is the pita chips. They take their pita and they fry them and they put, some kind of seasoning. It may be like the angels like sprinkled it from heaven because it is so good. These little pita crisps, they're these little triangles and they're crispy, they're crunchy, they've been fried, and they have this salt on them that is just heavenly. It's so good. I can eat there like every day. We've eaten there more than I care to admit over the past few weeks because it is just so good. I cannot recommend it enough. The bowls are phenomenal. So if you're a fan of Mediterranean food, if you're a fan of Chipotle's format to food, go check out Cava. I would drive a long distance to go to one. Absolutely worth it. Also, if you have a sweet tooth like me, the chocolate chip blondie, oh, so good, so good. I'm not sponsored by them. I'd like to be. Cava, if you're listening, I'd love to be your spokesperson. I've got a great voice for radio. Cava, let me do commercials for you in exchange for free bowls. I would love that. I would love that. Go try Cava. The other thing is I feel like we're in between seasons on things, like our normal TV shows on the regular channels or whatever. And so we've been watching a lot of different streaming services. So the past few weeks, a couple months, whatever, we caught up on Drive to Survive for the most part. We're not there yet, but even if you're not a huge Formula One fan, Drive to Survive is so well done on Netflix. I think there's 5 seasons of it now, and it follows the different racing seasons for Formula One drivers. Mandy wasn't super into it, but she thought it was good enough that she watched most of it with me. I've been hooked on F1 now. It's great. I love the drivers, love the stories, just love the background. I mean, Formula One in general, the fact that it's such a small group of people. It's probably one of the most exclusive clubs, exclusive groups of people in the world to be one of the top 20 drivers in the world. That's it. There's 20 Formula One drivers and that's it. So to be at that high level of your game, it's amazing to watch. And those guys are machines. Max Verstappen, he's a robot created to drive really freaking fast. It's insane. So check out Drive to Survive if you haven't. It's been out for a while now, but I felt like we were a little behind on it, but catch up on that one. It's so good. The other one on Netflix that I have been just obsessed with is Full Swing. I've been talking to anybody that I can about it. It has made me fall back in love with golf. They did a wonderful job with it. I have a new favorite golfer, Joel Damon. He's phenomenal. His episode is the best one. I would love to crack a white claw with him, swing some clubs, and talk about how bad we are at golf together. He's wonderful, but Full Swing, to kind of give you the backstory, they followed a handful of PGA Tour golf players last season as they went through the season. And, it's done by Netflix, so everything is done really well. The cinematography is great. The storylines that they came through with are wonderful. You kind of have the background of Live Golf pushing in. If you guys are aware of the controversy that happened last year in golf, where this Saudi-backed league is coming in and writing fat checks to PGA Tour players to get them to come play on Live. So you've got the drama of like who's going to go, who's not going to go, who's going to stay in the PGA. It is just so good. So I'm sure you've heard about it, but I cannot recommend enough. Full Swing on Netflix. You will want to go play golf. I have looked longingly at my clubs every time I walk through the garage going, oh man, I'd love to go hit some balls. So yeah, check out Full Swing. It's super good. The other side of things is Apple TV. So we normally don't keep an Apple TV subscription, just because really up until now, the only thing we've watched on there has been Ted Lasso. But now that Ted Lasso is back, we've got our Apple TV subscription back for a couple months. And so we started kind of looking through, we've heard great things about a lot of the Apple shows, and I'll be the first to admit, we've missed the boat on a lot of them. But obviously the first and foremost, go watch Ted Lasso. If you haven't, go do it. It's wonderful. But we also this week binged through the entire season of Shrinking, and oh my goodness. Tonight we've got the last episode, the season finale. It comes out tonight, so we're going to definitely be watching that one. But Jason Segel is an absolute treasure. He's so good. He's one of my favorite actors. Forgetting Sarah Marshall, I Love You Man. He's got a million different roles that have been wonderful, and he's also great. But this may be one of his best things he's ever done. It's got a lot of language, so for those of you who are sensitive to it, kind of know that going in. Some of the themes are maybe, a little rough. Definitely don't watch it with the kids. But it's about a therapist who lost his wife and is in the grieving process and decides to change up the way that he treats his patients. And it's peak Jason Segel. Like, he's just so good. He helped write it with Brett Goldstein, who plays Roy Kent in Ted Lasso. So it's definitely got a lot of the same vibes. I naturally kind of like it already. But Jason Segel, I can't even say enough. The writing is perfect for him. He is so funny and just so awkward and amazing. Harrison Ford is in it. He's the kind of like grizzled older guy that runs the practice that Jason Segel works for. And fun fact, if you watch the documentary Stutz on Netflix about Phil Stutz, Jonah Hill's therapist, Harrison Ford's character in Shrinking is based off of Phil Stutz in real life. So that's a fun little nugget for you. But Shrinking, it is so funny. There's 10 episodes. It's a quick season. I think Mandy and I watched it over the course of 3 days. And I didn't stop laughing the whole time. Like, it was one of those where we couldn't talk through it because you'd miss jokes, because it's just packed in with like just really funny, awkward scenes, like hilarious conversations. The cast is so good. The writing is off the charts. It's so good. So go check out Shrinking on Netflix. I've been hooked on it this past week. I may watch the whole season again because it's that funny. If you're a Jason Segel fan, definitely go watch it. He is just at the peak of his prime in this one. Can't recommend it enough. But yeah, that's really it this week. Quick one. So go get some Cava bowls, watch Shrinking, watch Full Swing, catch up on Drive to Survive. Hope you're in a great mood this week. Hope you have some great coffee. I can't wait. I finished off my beans that have been so terrible, and I'm looking forward to a really good cup of coffee next week when I get to crack into the new ones I've got. So I hope your coffee was better than mine this week. I appreciate you joining me, and I'll catch you next week.